Okay, so in a nutshell, how do you think democracy is going to be better for all of us? How do you think we will enjoy it? In a nutshell, just give us some tips on how we can enjoy this democracy, because really we're not really feeling it much.
Until you and I take it seriously, you and I have to take it seriously. I think,
so in what ways?
One of the mistakes.
How?
Oh, are you asking me?
Let me take you up on that for a second. Let me take you up on that for a second.
Okay, that's simple.
Okay.
If you're asking me, I mean, I think that is for us, the Nigerian professionals, to decide the kind of country that we want.
So it's beautiful.
I think for too long, the Nigerian professionals have been aligned, and I say this all the time, we've been aligned with the oppressor. Our educational system in Nigeria has not raised us to understand that our talents cannot be divorced from our national development. We've been raised to think that our talents and our skills are just for us to accumulate comfort and wealth for ourselves, to copy these people that are leading us. So we don't have that understanding, that until the doctors in Nigeria truly care about the health of Nigerians, the lawyers care about justice, the teachers, professors, lecturers care about knowledge. All these professionals must care, understand that their talent is linked to the welfare and the well-being of their people, and through that understanding organize, to form a true people's movement. We that are not part of these people that we know are destroying our country, we are too hell-bent on trying to join that class instead of making the best of our own class, which is by creating allegiances with the people, with the masses, building bridges to those of us that have been blinded by oppression, that cannot breathe because of oppression, and let them know what we know, see what we know, so that we can build together a movement that can truly bring the just aspirations of Nigerians to the fore, where we can all begin to fulfill our potential. But the problem with our so-called democracy is that we have a democracy where everybody thinks an opportunity is a reason to just be better than somebody else.
So let me tell you something.
That democracy can't work.
So let me tell you one of the issues I have.
No solution.
Let me tell you one of the issues I have. When people say, "Oh, for democracy to work, you need to have people must be empowered to hold the government accountable." And I keep asking myself, what the heck does that even mean? Who exactly are you holding accountable? Because the truth is, who is holding who accountable? Because the truth is, I always feel that you do better when you know better. The average person, I think the average electorate, doesn't really know better. So for me, you brought in people who you don't have access to hold them accountable. In other climes where there's democracy is functioning, I can hold Ramatu accountable because by writing her a letter, demanding she responds and getting people to vote her out if she doesn't comply with what the people are saying. But here, you organize, you talk, you discuss, you debate, you tweet, you post. Nothing happens.
Yes.
So who are you holding accountable? Is this country therefore ripe enough for a democracy that hold people accountable, or they will be held accountable for what the people are saying?
Yeah, because the people, the representatives that we put in power do not really represent that ideology. So that's why we must create what we do not have. If we do not have that, why are we not working for that?
We have one representative.
That is an organized and responsive government, a representative government. Yes, an organized and representative government. That's what that is, right? So if it doesn't exist, with all the know-how we have as Nigerian professionals, they show us on TV, we go to America, we become this one, we go to UK, we become this one. How come we cannot sit down in our country and come together with that love to create that representative government that we want by ourselves? If these people cannot deliver it, why do we also make people feel like they cannot do it? That they cannot create an alternative.
I just have a quick...
All have to always line
Seun,
up
let me pause you because we have very little time.
I'll
guess where I say something to you. Go ahead.
Seun, really, I wish we had more time so that you and me can really engage each other. But I'm just curious, since you say that this president...
Anytime. Anytime.
Wait, Seun, the Zoom is delayed, so you have to let him land so that we can hear you. Just calm down.
And your auntie or your sister is here, so that I will get your contact from her. But I'm just curious, since you said that this particular system, the democracy, is not working and you don't believe in it, are you a subscriber to communism like our sister here, Morayo, that they practice in China? Or are you talking about revolution or coup? I'm trying to figure out if we say that, if we get together.
I'm not subscribing to communism. I'm only telling you what
I'm always talking about.
Go ahead, Seun.
I'm always talking about revolution. Always.
Nice,
Revolution being a change of the status quo.
He's not talking violence. So.
Okay. So
revolution
about
our youths are not ready.
Remember, in
ready.
Portugal, they had the Carnation Revolution. They had the Carnation Revolution in Portugal, where people changed government with just flowers, and not a single shot was fired, because the ideology was already in power, in motion. Revolution is ideology in motion. I believe in a socialist government, because only through socialism can the masses of Nigeria be lifted out of the situation that they are in. Nigerians need a mass poverty alleviation program that cannot work through capitalism. It is impossible. We live in a country where 1.6 trillion naira is being spent on a road. How much was the budget for education in the last Nigerian budget? 1.6 trillion naira. They are telling us they're going to spend on one road from Lagos to back. But the entire educational system of our country, how much did it get in the budget?
True.
So that is when you understand that the country itself is empowering individuals over the majority. How much did Nigeria give to Dangote's refinery alone? Over $2 billion that the claim was official that they gave for only 20% of that refinery. Where refineries of that same size, I had to post it because that same week, a refinery of that same size was sold entirely for the same amount. So we continue to see a system that empowers individuals. Is it the bankers? Everybody just, okay, what is AMCON in Nigeria? If that this government is not cowardly, what is AMCON still doing in Nigeria? That these people cannot be made to pay the debt that they owe to Nigerian people. We say we are looking for money, we don't have money. But these same people owing these trillions have private jets, have yachts, big buildings everywhere. Nobody can ask them to return this money that was stolen from common Nigerians. This money was stolen from the banks in 2011.
It's only Abacha loot they know.
How can a country develop like that? How can the people ever get the benefit of their resources like that when it is constantly being used to appease individuals? That's why we must become socialists.
Okay, now we know.
Okay, now we know the perspective.
Yeah,
okay, we have to wrap up very soon, but I think in a nutshell, I'd like you to tell your own final words, and let Seun also give us his final words so we can wrap up the show. Your final words on June 12th, Democracy Day, and how Nigerians can actually move forward from this.
I have to say that, Seun, I salute your state of mind, your thoughts, and I think that you mean well for Nigeria, that you are looking towards a more perfect Nigeria and a more ideal solution. But this is Nigeria, and what we have now is democracy. I'm not saying that what you're advocating cannot work in Nigeria.
Yes, socialism is
let him
democratic.
finish now.
I'm not saying that what you're advocating...
I know, but I don't want him to make insinuations.
He's making his final comments. When you are making your final comments, you will now address or redress what he's saying. Let him finish, please. Go ahead, sir.
Since I see that you read a lot, you might want to also read about the Nzeoguku, which has a lot of socialist tendencies. And that was the beginning of coups in Nigeria. And I think that what we need to do right now is to make what we have now better. But any advocacy of trying to do otherwise, like revolution, might make Nigeria, put Nigeria in a very precarious situation. I don't think Nigeria can take another civil war.
He didn't say revolution. In a violent revolution. He didn't say a violent revolution.
He didn't say violent. Yes, he didn't say violent.
All right,
he
point
even
taken.
gave an example of the country.
Point taken.
On how
Seun,
they did
go
it.
ahead, please. Let's have your
Said
own
the
final
flowers
thoughts on
and
this.
all of
How are
that.
they going to do it?
You people are not allowing him to finish. You
Hey,
are allowing finish.
exactly, it's YK.
It's your sister that didn't allow you finish.
No, don't mind them. They are trying to call
Your point is taken, sir. Your point is taken. Let me let you finish. Your final words. I have just a minute left.
So we're going to meet and have this discussion better.
Go ahead.
A lot of time.
I believe that only a democratic system can bring the people's will to power. The problem we have in Nigeria is that we've never had a government that has brought the people's will to power.
That's correct.
Okay.